we work with, in France, we have worked with a producer washing machine. Washing machine, it's easy. You buy a washing machine, you use your washing machine. In 3 years, your washing machine breaks down. You buy another washing machine. This is the cycle of deception. We are in an economy of consumption. The washing machine is impossible to repair, or if you try to repair, it's very difficult because you don't have the right screwdriver. Small piece like that costs anything. It costs you a lot, and you have to wait 3 months to get it. So finally, you have to buy another washing machine. And it's virtuous, economically speaking. Era. It's virtuous because each time I buy a washing machine, or each time I sell a washing machine, if I am the producer of the washing machine, I produce added value. So I produce richness. So it's virtuous. So virtuous that the American long time ago conceptualized the plant obsolescence. Washing machine must break down in 3 years. We need to save the resources. The fact to change a washing machine every 3 years is insane. A washing machine should work 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. The planes works 20 years, 30 years. So why not the washing machine? So their responsibility and the responsibility of the consumers tomorrow will be to keep the washing machine 10 years, 15 years. More than that, your washing machine is working 1 hour a day. It's insane. Your washing machine should work 24 hours. What does that mean? That means that you're going to live totally differently tomorrow because you are responsible. So you're going to share your washing machine with three, two, 23 other families. Sorry. So your washing machine will work 24 hours a day. This is how we're going to live tomorrow. This is how we're going to live tomorrow. That means what? If I am a producer of a washing machine, then because my economical model is based on the renewing of the market. So I need to invest in things. I need to invest a process to pass from to services. Because if I want to guarantee the profitability of my company, and if my model is not based on the renewing of the market, it will be based on another thing. I need to pass from product to services. How I'm going to sell services during the time of working of the washing machine. We went for a shoemaker, very famous shoemaker in France called Eham. I don't know if you have that brand mark here, whatever. Eham. It's a French company. The company is based on many industry in the world, on the industrial paradigm that has been modelized by Taylor in the US in 1920s and called, in a book called, if you are interested, Scientific Management. And the model, the economic model is industrial paradigm is how I do better and better what I know how to do. This is the industrial paradigm, how I do better and better what I know how to do. All the industries are based in terms of organization on that model. It's not sufficient for a French industry because they have new competitors coming from China, Vietnam, Indonesia, and so on. And the company in France, I mean, they may do better and better what they know how to do. I mean, they are dead because the competition is not loyal, because the markets are global and the industry are global. So the company has to change. And spatially, it has been increased in the recent years because of the digital era, because that company couldn't speculate on the fact that we were supposed to sell some shoes on digital platform. It was totally new because these companies thought that it was impossible to sell shoes on digital platform because the shoes you have to try them on. So you are obliged to go to the store. My daughters, they have some shoes on digital platform coming from China, whatever, Indonesia, Vietnam, and so on. And they are not obliged to go to the stores. This company is dead. They came to us and say, what we can do, how the designer may solve our problems, may how it's possible for to try to speculate to on other scenarios. And we were thinking about the evolvement of context, digital context. Why we don't work on connected shoes? Connected shoes. It's interesting. This time can't be dealt in the school of business because connected shoes, there is no one. Nobody has never asked connected shoes. The role of the designer is if the shoes are connected, what may be the uses of it? Marketing works on our question population. Do you need connected shoes? No needs. Designer, the approach is totally different. It's much more conceptual. If the shoes are connected, what may be the uses of the shoes? 18 years after the work we made together, company and the school, the company decided to create a company of connected shoes, and the shoes can detect the lack of balance of the person who wears the shoes. The micro lack of balance, very useful for elder people, for aged people. That means what? That means that today you have your shoes, you fall down, you are aged, you are 90 years old, you fall down, you break your bones, you go to the hospital. Tomorrow, wear those shoes. The doctor will call you, doctor in medicine will call you on Tuesday. Be careful. There is a risk of you fall down on Wednesday. Be careful. That changed everything. What is interesting in this example is that it's totally new for the company, but the company begins to realize that they may change of model to pass from product to services because tomorrow the past model was to conceive, to produce, to sell some shoes, and the next model conceive, to produce, to give the shoes to the population, and to sell the medical services with the shoes. It's totally different. This company realized that they could change our model pass from product to services. And this example, it's typically what design can do as a strategic discipline. Because this project couldn't be handled in the School of Engineers. God is with us. And it can be handled in the School of Engineer or in the School of Business, but in a School of Design when we speculate about the uses of tomorrow. Something else happening? Or is it okay, Joyce? No problem. Okay, right. Very good. So design has become strategic because innovation has become strategic. So design is a matter of management. Design is a strategic discipline. So this is the reason why I'm saying you have to be ambitious to occupy the top strategic position in the companies. Because who have the power in companies? The top strategic position, of course. We are at the good moment for that because of two big shifts in context. One is, and this is the example again, as of ecological matters. We need to conceive, to produce, and to sell totally differently. In the companies and for the consumer, we need to consume totally differently. And it's a big issue. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. It's a big issue. If we have problematics of global warming, put carbon footprint, sorry, and many other problems, water going on. So we need to change. We need to change. And it's urgent because the perspectivists, they say that life on Earth is threatened. And in 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, who knows? Who knows? But life is different. And I don't want to be guilty or to address some guiltiness to the students. You know, I came from France by plane, not by rowing. So okay, all right, it's here. And we have to change. And probably it won't be done in the School of Engineers for reasons, science and technology, no concerns. And in terms of science and technology, I mean, all that can be done will be done. And we need some designer to mitigate that, to give sense to the technological progress. We need design to make sense. This is the reason why we need to support the discipline. We need to work with the engineers, of course, because the ecological issues are so patent now, and it concerns you directly, because in 50 years, in 70 years, in 80 years, you will still be there. Probably I'll be there. Nobody knows. But you know, I mean, predictions are, man, you're gonna live probably 1 century and 20 years old. And I hope in good health. That means you are directly concerned. Directly concerned. So the responsibility of the designer, remember, is not to have good ideas. It's to build the world of tomorrow. So you are definitely engaged in it. And second point, which is probably more important to my eyes, is the arrival of robots and artificial intelligence. And this is why it is urgent to work with the engineers. We are invaded by robots. We are invaded by artificial intelligence. It's terrifying. And because we have no choice, it's anti-stick because we have no choice. Because we will be invaded by artificial intelligence. Who knows what will be the world of tomorrow? Have heard that you are the boss of practicism? No. I mean, there is a boss of Graphism Association here. You are. Clearly, in my school. I mean, what does that mean to be a graphist at the era of Dali, for example? This is a key question. This is a key question. So that means that we need to invent new job, new position relating to the skills and competencies. Because if all the visual tomorrow will be produced by artificial intelligence, what is a role? And it's true for graphics now, but tomorrow it will be true for all the designers. We have passed recently hours and hours to teach code to our students. I mean, ChatGPT gives the lines of codes now. So that means that what we have done is definitely bullshit. So we need to probably reflect on a new position, new roles. And the roles is to, in a way, abandon, to understand how to produce the skills. The skills, the competencies, the skills will be produced by robots and take a position of management. Probably this is our responsibility. And we have to be conscious of that. If shift of context is ecology, how to save life. Uh, the second one is how to save humankind against robots, intelligent robots. And it's probably much more crucial. What does that mean to be human when the robots will be more intelligent than we are? It's clearly a key question for designers. What does that mean to be human? Tomorrow, the robots will be more intelligent than we are. I mean, the embodiment of intelligence in Europe is the champion of the world of chess, the game chess. It's the embodiment of the intelligence, of the cleverness. No human will compete with the machine, with the computer now. So we are totally overflowed by artificial intelligence. It's terrifying, but please, students, use, and I don't know if your professors are agreeing or not, I will tell you uh, my feeling. Use and abuse of artificial intelligence because we have no choice. Remember 5 years ago when final project, final memory, and we picked up a student who had met his memory by ChatGPT or whatever. We finished him or her. No, 90% of the students do their memory on ChatGPT. We have no choice. So use and abuse and learn and go beyond. But there is a danger. What does that mean to be you? Let me give you an example about the danger of technology and how design may think about it to make sense and concise to technology. Suppose you ride your bicycle, you fall down, you lose a leg. You go to the hospital, you lose a leg. Wow, bad accident. I mean, the streets in Surabaya, I can tell you, are very dangerous. So I tried to go across the road yesterday. It took a certain time. So you lose your leg, no problem. Technology is here. You're gonna have fun. No problem. No problem. Are you still human? Are you still human? This is a question. Are you still human? Yes, human. The problem, you ride your bicycle again, fall down, traffic in Surabaya, Alpo, slow down, no problem, bionic leg. I used to human. Human. If those two legs permits you to run faster than the Olympic champion, I used to human. And this is how we're going to live tomorrow. This is a real question, fundamental question, philosophical question. What does that mean to be human? And you have to question your own culture because the fact to be human is probably different in my culture than in your culture. We have the philosopher in France based on Greek and Latin, and then the European philosopher called Spinoza, who has defined that. And in your culture, probably it's totally different. I don't know. But this is crucial question. Tomorrow, robots will be intelligent and we will be, if we don't care, totally dominated by robots. It's already the case with the autonomous cars. The autonomous cars, I mean, you want to go there, the cars decide what is the way to go there, to avoid jam. So you don't dominate your cars anymore. If you have another people going across the road, the car will decide to hit your grandmother or to go directly in the field there. And in that case, you're in danger in your car. And the machine will decide that totally autonomously. We are dominated. When you drive your car, you dominate the machine. Tomorrow, the machine will dominate you. We worked for a company called, we had two projects with a company, a Japanese company called Denshu, company of communication. Denshu has the budget of a huge company, multinational company called Kering. You know Kering, it's Gucci, Balenciaga, many international brand names. We had two projects. The first project was about the avatar, the uses of the avatar. Tomorrow, you will have, I will have the avatar of myself, avatar of yourself. Okay, with your right size, dimension, and it's clearly the avatar of yourself. So tomorrow, you will send your avatars doing some things you don't want to do directly personally. For example, you want to buy some clothes. I mean, you are not going to the stores to try the clothes on. You're going to send your avatar. I send my avatar, okay, please, I want to buy 3 white shirts. So I send my avatar on a digital platform to buy 3 white shirts. But my avatar has on memory how many white shirts I have. I don't know what is in my dressing room. I don't know how many white shirts, black shirts I have. I know I have shirts. But my avatar is much more intelligent than me. My avatar knows how many white shirts I have in my dressing room. And my avatar will decide. If we don't care, we'll decide that I don't need white shirts. I need a black one, a green one, and a red one. And my avatar will come back with 3 shirts of another color than I'd like. If we don't care, this is how we're going to live tomorrow. We had a second project which is much more foolish with the same colleague, Dentsu. It was to conceive a Gucci handbag virtual to go on to walk down in Fortnite. Because they speculate on the fact, and this is a good project for the graphist, they speculate on the fact that some woman will buy some virtual Gucci handbag to walk down in the virtual world. And the problem they have is how to guarantee the virtual handbag Gucci is a real one because there will be some fake one Gucci virtual. Key question. I can tell you it will cost you a lot. A Gucci handbag, even virtual, it will cost you a lot. This is how we're gonna live tomorrow. What does that mean to be human? Recently, I read in the newspapers that Saudi Arabia decided to give the citizenship to a robot email. Come on. And what is interesting, because I read that and I said, that means the citizenship to a robot. What does that mean, citizenship to a robot? It was not the good information. The good information, it was robot email. Gender of a robot. A robot email. That means that we are going to gender the robots. It's already the case. It's already the case. We produce some robot male and robot female, and probably we will teach them how to have some emotions, how to be sensitized, and tomorrow, how to love. Of course, this is what we are going to teach our robots. And probably tomorrow, and this is already the case in Japan, and I had a recent discussion with a Chinese woman in Shanghai recently. She told me, Christian, I'm 35 years old. I can't find a husband because it's difficult to find a husband in Shanghai, it seems. Fortunately, I was married already, so it was not me. She was telling me that, and she told me I clearly questioned myself to marry a robber. And we are smuggling. Maybe it's better. Maybe it's better. Nobody knows. But we are going to teach that to the robots how to love, how to love, of course. And I'm not saying some stupidities, saying the truth. And we need to control that. Because in terms of technology, technology is here. It's going very fast. You have now much machine learning. I mean, the robots and the artificial intelligence can generate its own knowledges. You know that? And so, I think we need to control that. And it won't be done in the School of Engineers. Because the responsibility of the engineer is to make the technology wooden forward. And all that can be done will be done. Ever. So we need people to think about it, because we will be invaded. So we have no choice. Use, and I tell you, maybe your professors think I am good. Use and abuse of ChatGPT. Because anyway, it's better to do that in front of people rather than to do that hidden beyond your head. We have no choice. And learn from it. We don't know where we are going, but we are going somewhere. And if you are responsible and if you have the responsibility to build a better future and to be uh, an influencer in building a better future, you have that responsibility to use that because everybody will use it. Sure. It's a real problem because we don't know where the profession of designers are going. And more than that, and this is why we are in difficulties in education centers in university. We don't know what will be the role of the professors tomorrow. It's and you are 20 years old. You are much more adaptable than any of the professors who have 30 years of practice of education. You are much more agile, much more fluid, much more adaptable than we are. But we have no choice. And it's the occasion to learn and probably, and this is interesting, we are entering a new world. And I wish you to be part of it, not to be a side, to be part of it. So two major shifts of context. Ecology, many companies will be obliged to change, and the arrival of a new era in technology that will oblige to question again all the users. So it's a key period. It's a key period. And it will work for you, for the School of Design. It will work if you are totally conscious that design is strategic, design is a matter of management, and to be part of it, you need to occupy the key strategy position. I don't understand why, when there is a recruitment of the marketing director of L'Oréal, so you know L'Oréal, the multinational company of cosmetics and so on, and I don't understand why, when there is the recruitment of the marketing director, it may be an engineer or a marketer, never designer, never. L'Oréal is very creative. It may be. If it's an engineer coming from Stanford or Princeton, it will cause no problem to anybody. No problem at all. The designer, never. Why? Because the recruiter don't doesn't think the competencies of designer are enough. And you students, you think that it's not for you. Come on, if one of the most creative companies in the world, I mean, to be the marketing designer because you are a designer, the marketing director because you are a designer, why not? Why not? Many problematics in the School of Design at the moment in social innovation. Social innovation. We all deal with social innovation. None of you have ever projected the fact to be politicians. Social innovation is managed by politicians. They have the key. They have the keys of the budget. They have the keys to be elected, to have the budget, to transform the things. None of you, because nobody told you before that you have to become the actors of the change. That means that if you are dealing with social innovation, your responsibility is to be directly involved in politics. You live in a level. I'm not obliged to become the president of Indonesia. No. When I say politics, it's to be engaged, to act. Of course, of course. So this is why I'm talking about ethical leadership. You're appealed to become leaders if you are ambitious and if you contextualize and if you, let's say, project on the top strategic position. No. It's very important. It's very important because once again, you may have some ideas, you may be creative. If there is no action further the ideas you have or the creation you may have and so on, it is bullshit. You have to become entrepreneur of your own ideas. Final project. I mentoring some final projects, of course. This is my role. And I see some students, they fantastic drawings of bicycle with maquettes, with 3D printing maquettes and so on. And we think, oh, yeah, that's very good, good idea. Come on. This is piece of paper. This is not a bicycle. You have to become entrepreneur of your own lives. You have the responsibility to think, to be in relationship with the industrial in bicycle, to make the prototype and to tell them, are you going to build your industrial bicycle tomorrow morning at 22 years old, of course. So, okay, but you have the responsibility to contact the companies to help you to make the prototype. Are you interested to develop my bicycle? And we're going to work together. You share your idea and you work with others to become entrepreneur. You have to understand that your bases are leaders. As I said, probably there will be an evolvement in terms of organization in the years to come. The role of the designer will be to be capable to share with others, to imbibe the discipline, to imbibe the skills and competencies in company, to make them work together. And I will conclude by the sentence that was probably you had not time to read it, but I have of Culture. She was Minister of Culture of Denmark, and she said, Elsbeth Gerner-Nielsen, she was director. She was formerly director of the University of Design in Kolding in Denmark. She was Minister of Culture too. She said, the companies of the 19th and the 20th century questions themselves on what is technologically possible, technologically possible. It was the era of engineers, technologically possible, economically profitable, and business people. The company of the 21st century will have the responsibility to make sense, to make sense, because we have to save life on the planet, and because we have to save man and woman, humankind, facing the intelligent, the augmented robots. What makes sense? So this is what I do here in the area of design. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dana. Please, Mr. Dana, in front. Thank you for your inspiring presentations. Maybe I would like to resume all the lectures that you've already given to us. Mr. Dana here covered the evolving role of design and economical challenges. And so Mr. Daniels describes how design, once entered with aesthetic and creation, has shifted towards a strategic role in management, as like directors or etc., and innovation. Also, Mr. Darren emphasized that we have to change, we shift the mindset where we want to create or maybe just imagine what tomorrow, then we also have to build and change the mindset to design action or design doing. So we cannot just imagine, but we also have to take the role. By this, we also have to take the role as designer. We have to take the role in maybe director or managerial in decision making positions. And uh, design now influences everything from organizational models to customer experience and emphasizing ethical consideration in sustainable practices like Mr. Guerrero has already stated in ecological issues that we have. And then about the human machine relationship that we have today. That we are now arrival in a new world where we have to connect no matter how, no matter what. We have to overcome this new relationship of human and machine and technological relationship. And this evolution requires us designer to adjust the mindset and also maybe doing the design, not just only the thinking design that we've already known so many times before. And the designer, but also I think not only for the designers, but also I think the managerial or the companies also have to change their mindset also to welcome the designer to take participation into the decision making position. And the designer must become proactive and proactive as a leader who shape responsible and sustainable future. Maybe that's the reason from me. And uh, do you think that molecular ethics earlier on the network? Should I re-resume? uh, okay, thank maybe that's the reason from me. And we will now open the floor for questions. If someone we have question and I will call you in turn. Oh, okay, wait. We already have one student who's already interested in questioning in this session. Um, that participation we have gifts for possible attendees who ask questions during the session. So please stay anticipated and please ask all of your wonders here. And maybe I would like to start. Maybe who wants to ask? I know second because he's from interior design department. So let's see, and one check. Okay. So get it. So put it your maybe give me some of your presentation that I have recorded. You said that your creation are launched on the market. It's bullshit. So you quoted in the first, in the beginning of your presentation, and in the near presentation. So my question is, as we today, mm, the world is currently competing to create something sustainable for the environment. But what we have learned throughout the history, some of innovation turned out to be bad for environment. Like maybe like I give you some example like paper straw, like it is supposed to be sustainable, but when the straw is disposed in water, it can be harmful for health. Like for F, it is considered good for sealing, but it turned out to intoxicate the gas and the air in the building. So my question is, what if that our innovative ideas and design, which now praised by the world, turned out to be harmful? So which ethical leadership that we have to take into account station turned out to be not making a better world like you have mentioned in the beginning. I think that's my question, sir. A minute. Okay, balance. Thanks. Let me tell you a story. Try to teach to my students. I had a branch in China, and and the pilot project of the students. There's two parts in the question. One about entrepreneurship, and the other part about
ethics, entrepreneurship. Students came to me, final project. He had conceived some glasses with some LEDs in it, and there were technology in the branches of the glasses reacting with his mobile phone. And there were reactions, there were some LEDs there, green, blue, white, reacting with an app. And he called me, it was his final project, he called me and he said, I have a problem, Christian. It works, but I don't understand what for. Right. He didn't know. He didn't know what for. It was working good technologically. It was good, but what may be the uses of it? What may be the uses of it? So I told him, so come to my hotel and we're gonna brainstorm about the uses of that. And finally, so he was telling me something totally absurd, and he was telling me, so we were at the beginning of Tinder. You have Tinder in? Okay, you know what it is? Okay, it's a little bit old for that now, but anyway. And nobody knows. And okay, okay, it was the beginning of Tinder and so on. And he told me, so we can conceive an app on the mobile phone. And for example, I enter a discotheque, it's green, and there is a girl there. It's green either. So she is free, so I can talk to her. I said, I am from a generation. If I am interested by the girl, I go directly discuss with her rather than to have some glasses and something. I don't want to be disabled and handicapped by any glasses and anything like that. So finally, we worked on the project, and the project was working very well to try to direction yourself in the town. For example, you have an app there. You go on the left, it's okay, it's red, so it's not the good direction. You go on the right, it's green there, so it's the good direction. So to help you to have a good direction in town, it may be interesting. You understand? Okay? All right. So it was not bad. Final project. And I said, maybe very intelligent, rather than to, we are always doing that and that and that and so on. Okay? And it may be interesting. And I told him, you're gonna deposit a patent, industrial patent or intellectual patent on your creation. And he was much more clever than I was. He told me, no, 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 no. My project, if it works, if my idea is good, I want to create a company of glasses equipped with lead. It was a revelation for me. I mean, the purpose for him was not the quality of the creation or the idea, it was the quality of the company it may develop. And finally, he created a company in Hong Kong. We were in Shanghai, created in Hong Kong. After 3 years, he sold the company to a huge multinational, and now he is wealthy for life, probably. Okay, but this is what I try to teach to my students. Your idea, as intelligent and clever your idea is, it is bullshit if you don't develop, you don't become entrepreneur of your own ideas. So you test the idea on the market, you conceive, you produce, and you sell your glasses with lead inside. Because probably this idea of glasses with lead inside was developed in many schools of design. There is a concept in sociology called the polygenesis of the ideas. That means if you have polygenesis, if you have an idea somewhere, 1 million people on Earth have exactly the same idea. Except if you are Einstein or Mozart or I don't know, you are definitely exceptional. Maybe you are, but normally 1 million IDs, same IDs on in the University of Design or Engineering. So you have to become entrepreneur. We have a real problem in the School of Design because nobody teach you that. We have no hybridation with School of Business. This is a real problem. After that, the discussion about ethics, the discussion about what is ethics, if you are a company, an industrial, and so on, it's very good. And as I told you, I can buy things, of course, and it's not virtuous. I'm totally aware it's not virtuous, but I'm not going to come in Indonesia, by sure. Okay, and tonight, fly back. It's not virtuous. Then I have no choice. We have to think about that. And the responsibility of the designer is to enter the companies to try to influence the company to change a little bit the process to become a little bit more respectful of the society, the others, the nature, the life, and so on. We have that responsibility. This is why we have to work with company, even with the company that could appear the worst in terms of ecology. The responsibility of you may totally a part of that, but if you are a part of that, you have no influence at all. If you are involved in those companies, you may have an influence. Try to shift a little bit in a sense of ecological matters and ethical matters. The concept of ethical, I don't know. I don't know very well your culture. Of course, I don't know your culture at all. So let's say that. But the concept of ethical is it's relatively precise in Europe, in Occident. No. I like this sentence of the philosopher called Emmanuel Levinas, French philosopher, French Lithuanian philosopher, and he said, morals make us feel sorry for those who are hungry. Morals make us feel sorry for those who are hungry. Okay? Ethics oblige us to feed them. Ethics, it's the discipline of acting, doing to build a better world. This is what I'm talking about ethical leadership. But you're right, it's going to be very difficult because we have our own comfort. Of course, we will be engaged in companies which are part ethical and part not at all, and everything is contestable and so on. But if you want to have an influence at the moment, you have to work with them, you have to be employed by them, and your role will be to work on that with all the others. Sure of that. And this is the responsibility of design. Remember, the science and technology, fundamentally, essentially, no consciousness. No consciousness, fundamentally. The guy who is in mesure to produce some bionic legs, is happy by science and it may give comforts to people who are totally disabled, okay? But about the relationship with humankind, we need some designers to think about it. So, tomorrow there will be, it's not the case, I think, for some questions. And I'm not clear in my answer because I don't know if it's good or not. Do I want my brain be transplanted tomorrow in a robot, for example? Because if my body is dead, my brain may live 1 century, 2 centuries, or whatever, if it is stimulated. So do I want my brain be transplanted in a robot? I can't answer this question. Some of us can because they believe in God, they believe in another life, they believe in something beyond us, and so on. For myself, I don't believe I've never that chance to believe in God. I don't believe in God. So do I want my brain to live beyond me or not? I don't know. So all those problems of ethics are fundamental, crucial, but I don't have the answers. I don't have the answers. I mean, we have to find modestly actions to conceive the benefit. And many things maybe see, maybe not. Other questions? Yeah, yeah.
Do I need to stand up or
Yeah. Whatever. If I can hear you, no problem.
okay then? Um, Good morning, Mr. Christian. I'm Lisa. I'm from Product Design. I would like to ask a question. I feel like my question is simple. Let's just say after I graduate, I've already applied to lots of companies, but after like a week or a month, I haven't got any replies yet. And obviously, I get that I'm disappointed, right? Maybe from your professional view, maybe you have any motivational or from there, maybe you can tell me or any other what to do in that situation. Thank you.
In what, sorry, I don't understand. In what situation?
I thought,
Not you. So, what to do in that situation?
do I need to like just keep trying applying to lots of companies, or do I or obviously I couldn't give up, right? Maybe you have any other solution to that problem.
It's, I mean, really, can't tell you what will be your desires. I mean, I'm going to try to answer to give you keys. And this is why I mean, first, about the reason why I'm here. Uh, you have many opportunities in Indonesia. Emerging country, huge population, an industry, and a strong culture. Many opportunities. We don't have so many opportunities in Europe because, I mean, industries is going down, really. And all our industries now are in China, in Indonesia, in Vietnam, so Malaysia, and so on. So we don't have so many opportunities. You are the chance to be here, and you have a strong culture. What I would recommend first is to travel first. And this is probably why we are here. Alliance Française, Ambassade de France, me coming from France. You need to learn the world. You need to learn the world. The markets are global from now on, and for ambitious career, okay, I mean, you will be you will be facing the global market. What does that mean? That means you need to learn the culture of the others. You need to enrich your own culture with the culture of the others. And for that, you need to travel and you need to spend time abroad. Not to become, and this is always I say to my students, I welcome in France, don't become a global designer in a global world. Become an Indonesian designer in a global world. It's fundamental. You have a strong culture, and now you have many economical opportunities, and you have a strong population with a huge demographic, and so many things to bring to the world. So you will be welcome. So please, if you have the occasion, travel. No, we have all over the world a vernacular language which is English. Unfortunately, we prefer it's French, of course, but it's not the case. And so we can communicate each other quite easily. So travel. After that, where in which companies abroad, not abroad, I don't know. Many possibilities. But let me rather, nevertheless, let me give you an advice. You have to work for tomorrow, first employment, and you have to think where do you want to be in 5 years, in 10 years. It's fundamental. It's fundamental because the lack of ambition of the students in design school is that they have no projection in terms of careers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's a real problem because none of the professors has never tell the students what they're going to become. In the School of Business, I know it. It's fundamental. I knew that 22, 23 years old, I was commercial something, was in finance for myself, but commercial. I knew that at 28, 29, I had to manage a small team of 3, 4 persons. I had that on mind. And everybody in the company I was had that on mind. So we have that. We are on the scale of success. And I knew that at 40 years old, I'll be the boss. I have that on mind. Maybe it won't happen like that, of course. And maybe I'm going to change. I totally change my career and so on with the School of Design. But really, I have that. The problem is that in Occident and in many School of Design you have no projection in terms of careers. Who you want to be, finally. And even many of the universities I visit have no network of alumni. In the School of Engineers and in the School of Business, they have networks of alumni where the students can project themselves on the success of, when I say the success, it may be professional success or whatever, but they have no projection on people they could become. And this is a real problem. We have to work on. We have to work on. So, which company I would choose? First employment is fundamental. I would choose an international company to have the opportunities. If you really don't know, really, an international, huge company, structured, organized, international, to give you the opportunities to project the beginning of careers and the career in 5 years, 10 years. And if you have a chance to begin your career abroad, I mean, to enrich your own culture, be enriched by the others, please do it. please do it. It's after that you have many fields. Uh, Design you have for all the international brand marks who may be interested by Indonesian design, or because Indonesia is market and it's an industry and it's a culture. And what is interesting in terms of Indonesia, from the point of view of France, is we don't know Indonesia at all. In France, we don't know Indonesia at all, except Bali as a touristic point on the map of the world. But this is this is the only thing we know about Indonesia. So, and I do feel you have a key role to play here in the stability of the world, economically, huge market. So, I mean, the Indonesian is, I mean, it's quite. I do feel it's very important. So, product design, many possibilities in the luxury brand marks and whatever, many possibilities. And we have to. You have probably think about what I said about the fact to pass from product to services. It will be key in product design. It will be key. The new product of tomorrow, it is services. So, and think of that. There are many important. I don't know if I answered the question. Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
Good luck.
Secretary. Thank you.
What is your final project?
I'm still not sure. I'm still trying to work on it, but I think it's not far from kitchen utensil.
What?
Kitchen utensil. I think it's not far from there. Kitchen utensil. From my last project.
The final project is fundamental to give you ambition in your first employment.
Oh, I'm still not sure, but I think so.
It has to be in things. In final project, first employment, and internship, probably in your curriculum. I'm not checked, but there is an internship somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And so, I mean, those three things are the three pillars of the beginning of the careers. So don't do something there, and something there. Make them together, and has to be. You have to make sense of that. Good luck to you.
Thank you. So Mars.
My mail is here, and my job is to be at the service of students. So if you want to send me mails and ask your question and go on with the discussions, don't hesitate. This is my job. Once again, I'm at the service of students, and so don't hesitate, and I will answer. Sure. I'd like to thank Alliance Française and Ambassade de France to have permitted this meeting, and I'm very happy to have been welcome here. Thank you to the university, and I wish you good luck. Kevin Makassi.
But before we are moving to our closing, we have short presentation from study in France. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe Mr. David want to be seated in the front, and I will use the stage to Mrs. Gabriel to give short presentation of study to study. Please welcome her. Please give such applause to Mrs. Okay. Hello again. Bonjour. So, okay. I will use this presentation to study in France. So yeah. Anyone has planned to study in France maybe? No, not yet. Do you have any idea or planning to go to France? Okay. Yes. For your mind. Mhm. Okay. Well, since is that money for failure. As you can see here, France has presence in global university rankings, and this year France climbed to third position as the country with the most ranked university in the top 50 worldwide based on Shanghai ranking. And also French government guarantee and control the quality of higher education in France. Next. Okay. So study to France, it means that you will study in top quality research laboratories, but beyond classrooms, you can do what's the term? Make a connection, get connection with global industry, and also yeah, you can do your internship during your study, whether it's in bachelor or master degrees. Next, yeah, I'm familiar with this French company. Maybe you know, Vuitton. Yeah, for men, maybe it's Nader. No, Amelia. Okay, maybe it's Sephora. Yeah, so yeah, if you do your study in France, you have the possibility to do your internship at these companies. Right? Okay, let's prepare your budget to study in France. Actually, France government subsidize to 70% of your tuition fees. So, for example, if you take a master degree in France, you pay less than 4,000 euros. And there's also possibility to get exoneration or tuition fee waiver. Okay. Next. Second reason is France is an attractive destination for international students. Next. As for 2022-2024, France is the fifth for international students worldwide. Next. Okay. Studying in France doesn't mean that you have to master French language because France has over more than what's it called, 1,700 programs available in English. Okay, you can do can search the program or the major uh, by using our campus French catalog, or maybe check the list of universities eligible for LPDP or SMAVO, or maybe yeah, just visit their official website. Next, for example, if you use Campus France Catalog for English program, use three filters by or based on region, 100% taught in English, and the program, the major. Okay, so there's 10 programs at the paid and allowance. If you want to have skill in French language, you can go to EP Surabaya, or maybe a student from ITS can contact the Pusat Bahasa ITS because EP and ITS has collaboration to do the French course at ITS. Okay, this is the benefit for the international students in France. First is Western schools or Canton universities where you look for lunch just for €3 30 something. And if you are awarded by the French government, you just pay €1 for lunch. Okay? And you will get free nothing. Yes. Also free basic health insurance and cost. Do you know cost? Yes. West County. Campus test is the familiar. And for it has to get to an apartment inside before obviously yeah, it is the French government will help you to 40% of your rental fees for your apartment in France. Okay. Yeah, as students or international students, you will get discount for public transportation, cultural activities and sports, and yes, you can do part-time job in France, but it's limited to 20 hours per week. Next, okay. There's also PI or Himpunan Project Indonesia. So if you consider studies in Eco the Data North, there's a PPI no. Okay, so don't worry, you can still practice your Indonesian language. Next, okay, for scholarship. There's several scholarship available offered by French government and Indonesian government. And as mentioned by Sandra, the Eco the Data North is eligible for LPDP campus grants and also ISMA Ismail. And yeah, I encourage you to go visit their official website full time. Okay, you want to take the photo? Okay, okay, yeah, next. And yeah, please follow more social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Kim, to get updated or information, scholarship, events, yeah, etc. Next. Okay, so I hope today's presentation sparked your curiosity to study in France. If you want to consult or to discuss about your future studies in France, don't hesitate to contact me by email or WhatsApp. Again, this is my job also to discuss about your future studies in France. Okay, guys, merci. À bientôt en France. Thank you and see you soon in France. Really, I'm sure it's unfortunately, and maybe for all the participants that who wants to meet Mr. Gary Long again in France, maybe this is a good opportunity to join. And maybe who wants to consult. Unfortunately, we cannot open the Q&A session for this presentation because but you can all directly contact Mrs. Gabriela, who she has already given you the information, and you can contact her. And maybe thank you for all the participants. Thank you for the great presentation from Mr. General, and it's very inspiring. And before maybe we end this lecture session, we can take a group photo session before we end. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I need to take another photo. Okay, I think we're gonna skip that one too. Maybe that's all for today's lecture session. Thank you very much. Maybe see you again in another opportunity. Salam
Kan untuk yang kelas manajemen desain tolong sini sebentar ya. Mau ada absen. ITS ITS ya. Asal ITS kayak bakal ada mata kuliah yang sama.